Welcome to the This Is His Story podcast, the executive director and pastor guide to sowing and reaping online givers.
Welcome to episode 24. Not all digital strategies work for nonprofits. Chances are your web team is running digital campaigns out of order, and it's really hurting your online donations. You know, have you ever tried to bake a cake? You got to put the ingredients in the right order. Adding an egg at the end doesn't produce the same results of mixing it in at the beginning. The order of ingredients is just as important as the ingredients themselves. The same concept's true with words, right? The same three words out of order changes everything. Johnny bit the dog and the dog bit Johnny. Same words, different order, different meaning. You know, as I work with faith-based nonprofits, parachurch ministries, I see the same thing over and over again. Well-meaning web and marketing teams try quote-unquote best practices that they read about or they learned at a conference, hoping this new campaign / magic bullet will sometimes create more donors or new names. You know, the other day on LinkedIn, I don't know how many of you that follow me here, follow me there, but I posted that in my 20-something years of nonprofit work, I probably spend more time telling nonprofits what not to do than what to do. I think they hire me for what to do. And the honest truth is I go in and tell them to undo what they're doing because it's out of order or it's just not the right move for their organization. You know, I generally get called in when the board or executive staff have sometimes secretly lost faith in the digital strategies, and they're not gaining as much, online donations as they think possible. And they get tired of always trying to improve the website, or let's buy new software, or let's do the next greatest thing that their team is telling them to do. And deep down, they're like, I'm not sure we're chasing the right carrot here, and we're certainly spending a lot of time and resources and are not sure they're getting enough results. Well, they're normally right, because web teams frequently get strategies out of order and they misprioritize strategies, and it really affects the organization. I sort of go back to the food analogy. Many of the internet chefs, right, the webmasters, they've never run a kitchen before. At best, they've eaten, and so they think somehow they're chefs. And I think just because you've eaten food doesn't make you a good chef, and just because you know something about internet technology and social media doesn't really mean that you're the best person to create digital strategy for nonprofits. I see it a lot that organizations are working on getting new names before they've had a proven case for support. They're paid for new donors without knowing their retention rates. They build new websites before they fix underlying issues with the current site. They're tweaking donation pages without knowing or measuring abandonment rates. These are just a few of the key ingredients that a lot of organizations get out of order and then create themselves problems or spending their wills and efforts without really moving the needle. So make sure your organization has the simple blocking and tackling down before you run these trick plays. Donation campaigns need to be run in the right order, and you need to be healthy before you put in all the bells and whistles that sometimes young webmasters try to do, thinking, oh, well, this will work because it works in the outside world. But we are in the kingdom business, and we have a little curveball called the Holy Spirit, which prompts people to give. And so it changes how we navigate the conversation with potential donors. So if you have any questions on my website, I do have a webinar that talks sort of about getting everybody rowing to the right lighthouse and putting things in order. And so it's a good little webinar. It's free. Just put in your email address and watch it. And I think it'll really dig down into some of these issues of helping leaders determine if their teams are rowing to the correct lighthouse at the right time. Blessings.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of This Is His Story podcast.
Overwhelmed at all the technical terms, trends, options, cost, invoice signings for your organization's digital strategies? Join other leaders of Christian organizations as we join hands in our closed Facebook group. Go to creativedigitalguide.com/Facebook to register and apply for access. I'm only allowing executives of Christian organizations in. No vendors, no high-pressure sales, no gimmicks, into this closed Facebook group. Sign up today and be encouraged and informed as you lead your Christian organization. Looking for a free resource to help your organization move the needle on new names and donors? Watch the 5 simple shifts to gain dedicated donors with your digital strategies webinar. Go to creativedigitalguide.com to register for this on-demand resource built exclusively for executive directors. creativedigitalguide.com for more information of gaining donors and telling stories that convert to new names and donations. Fund your God-sized mission.